After 30 years of being trapped by pain, I finally broke through using the latest science based strategies. And I'm here now to present to you the same strategies that helped me feel better and at no cost, and there's no catch. Greetings. It's nice to see you again. Today we're going to talk about something very important, and that is how to deal with flare ups. Flare ups occur for many different reasons, but what we're going to concentrate on rather than the cause of a flare up is treatment of a flare up. What you can do to keep yourself comfortable as you start improving again. So I'd like you to start thinking about what you have in your house, nothing that you have to run out and buy yet. And we're going to talk about what kinds of things you could be doing to help yourself feel better. First thing I'm going to talk about is heat therapy. Now, there's some conditions that respond really well with heat. So it's really important to have some kind of heating pad for you. Now, some heating pads are the kind that they're damp heat and, it permeates supposedly more into your muscle area, and that's more comforting. Other people prefer dry heat. So it's a personal preference. The other thing is there's some conditions that respond really well to ice therapy. Now, the ice also has an added plus that it calms down the pain, but it also has a relaxation effect to some people. Now, there are some conditions that they say you should not use ice for. So please check with your healthcare provider about whether you should be using heat or ice. So you have your heat and ice. The other thing is the pain relief medications. I mean, maybe your flare up happened because you weren't taking your anti-inflammatories or whatever prescription you have. So make sure, check to see if you've been consistent in using the medicines as directed. But there are some over-the-counter medications that you could take during a flare-up. One of them, I'm not endorsing any brands, but Tylenol is tolerated by many. So please consider what over-the-counter medications that seem to help. So have those around. What you do not want to have happen is you have a flare-up and you don't have these products or items around, and it makes it difficult to get them. So we've got the heat, cold, over-the-counter pain relief, or the medications that you've been prescribed by your healthcare practitioner. The other thing we have is some topical treatments. Now, there's one that's now over-the-counter, and it's called, I have a hard time pronouncing it, I'll try, diclofenac gel. I believe it's the generic for Voltaren, and which used to be an oral, pills that you take, but now you can use it as a gel, and you can get it at any pharmacy, and it's, I believe, pretty affordable. And read the directions of how you can use it. It's very good for arthritis, for joint pain. Another one is a real tongue twister, and it's actually made out of pepper. And if I say it correctly, it's capsaicin. And it's a very interesting way. Again, I'm not endorsing any brand. It's just that this is what I happen to have around. And you use it repeatedly on the area of pain, and it desensitizes it. And also, we'll talk later about the physiology in other videos, but it helps release neurotransmitter P, which turns down the pain signals. So some people find this very useful. Other people do not like the side effects, which I'm not going to go into at this time, but it's something for you to research. Again, it's over the counter. So we've got our topical ones, and some people use lidocaine patches. I don't have any of those around, so I can't tell you about the lidocaine patches. But I do have a TENS unit here. I don't have the wires attached or the electrodes. So again, this is an over-the-counter device. I personally have used it over the years, originally for my complex regional pain syndrome. And then when I get back spasms or sometimes, something will happen where I'll bump part of my hip or something and that's aching me. So I use it. It's great. It's non-invasive. It's affordable. And the electrodes, you can reuse them over and over again, and if you take good care of them. So, and it runs on a 9-volt battery. So again, that's very affordable, and it's something that you could have stashed away for those times that you just get a flare up, and maybe it includes spasms. And you're going to find this helpful if you learn how to use it correctly and set the controls to the right pulsating that's satisfying and comforting to you. Okay, so we've got the TENS unit. This is Editor Bonnie. One thing I forgot to mention is using something that provides massage. Now, there's some people who use smaller ones. This is a massage gun, and it's really powerful. And it's great when you have spasms in your shoulder area, and people have used it in thigh regions and everything. So it's great for if you're having a flare up and you're having muscle spasms. So you can get them within, a low price range. You don't have to have this ultra super device here. But consider getting yourself a massage wand or upgrade to something like this. And it really is helpful. Now back to our regular programming. The other thing is pillows, soft pillows. Sometimes you need more pillow support, maybe a lumbar pillow support. Or maybe if you have to sit and your back is hurting you, if you sit on a different pillow and change the angle of how your hips and your thighs are, that could be helpful. Or if you're in bed, rather than lying flat, have a pillow such as this under your knees. Maybe you can have, it would give you some relief. So that's really important. Another thing is you have to stay hydrated. Don't forget drinking water. Okay, you want to stay hydrated. It's very important. So make sure you're drinking your water. Some other things are relaxation tools. And for relaxation tools, now some people have diffusers, other people, this is an essential oil. This smells really good to me. Some people believe in lavender. There's many other scents you can research and just keep them stashed away. And there are inexpensive diffusers if you want to have it in the room that you're lying or sitting and trying to feel better. People find that's very helpful. Some people they swear by candles, scented candles. Now, another thing that I haven't talked about yet is braces or support. Now, I don't have a knee brace or a wrist brace to show you, but there's a good old brace called a brace. It's the Ace Bandage. These are very inexpensive. You can get them, and it helps. Let's say you have repetitive injury in your wrist, and it'll give you some support, and you could wrap it in whatever way you want, just not too tight so you don't cut off the circulation. So this is really a great little supply thing to have. And the thing that I've discovered in the past 10 years was KT tape. Now, I really like KT tape because I've done some pretty amazing things when I've shifted wrong and I've had spasms. And on YouTube, they have a lot of instructions for how to use them. Again, this is over the counter. I believe most of the time you can get them for a roll of this, a spool of this for under $20. And it's really helpful. One day, my husband, who was sitting at the computer doing all his programming, his back was killing him. So I taped up his back in the lumbar area, and he could not believe the relief he got because it gave him support. And it really cut down on the pain. So we're looking, when you have a flare up, we want to dial down that pain knob. We want to dial it down. And these are some ideas that I'm giving you. So we have the mobility aids. We have the comfort with the pillows, topical treatments, pain relief medications, cold therapy or hot therapy, staying hydrated. The other thing I haven't talked about is relaxation. Besides doing the meditation and breathing, some things that I've used and other people have used is maybe an eye mask. Now, this one, I don't have the whole cord here, but it's an electric one. And you plug it in and you lie there. It's very soothing to have it. And that's something you can consider, an eye mask. And some people use earplugs. I've never experimented with earplugs. If the noise is bothering you too much, they have earplugs. We talk about stress relief. And one thing that comes with stress relief is humor. You could watch humor. I always put on my clown nose. You could watch on YouTube or stream on all your other stream, whatever channels you get. Look for the humor because that's going to help your neurotransmitters. You want to stimulate those, as you're working through the flare up. You're trying to use all these modalities. They are modalities. There's different ways to change how you're going to feel. So the other thing that you may want to do is some people like to play with, let's see here. Let me see if I can show you something. Okay, bear with me for 1 minute. Here we go. Here, you can play with an app, okay? You want to sit there and play a game. If your hands aren't killing you and the pain is other parts of your body, then that's something that you can consider. It's a distraction for sure, but it's relaxing you. And if you're winning different levels of a game, then you're having dopamine, which is also stimulated through your body, and it's going to help you feel better. So the other thing is some people like to listen to audio or music, the audiobooks or music. So you want to have your earphones, you want to have those around. And one other thing besides the audiobooks, this is always, of course, it's my book, but read a book, okay? Read a book that you really enjoy. And so reading is good, listening to music, watching a humorous thing on your TV or on your tablet. Some people watch things on their phone. So we're talking about a whole bunch of things that you could be doing in your home, and you may have them around already. You don't have to go spend a lot of money on it, but you're going to be working on overcoming your flare up. In later videos, we're going to have you look at what are some of the triggers. How did you end up with the flare up? I know sometimes they appear random, but if you start focusing on what you were doing and how you were going through your day, you may get a clue. And along with all of this is stress reduction. Okay, so we're talking about, instead of sitting there bearing it out, going, oh, hour by hour, I'm in so much pain. I can't believe how much pain I'm in. That's going to amplify how bad you feel. So by having all these different choices, because they are choices and they're personalized to what works for you. Like some people, they swear by the ice. Other people say, no, give me the heat. So, that's something they do. Some people like the gel, the anti-inflammatory gel, that really helps them. It's not a quick action, but it's accumulative, but it is something I wanted to point out, that if you use it consistently as directed, some people find it's helpful. And maybe, it's not exactly for the flare up, and the same thing with the pepper cream, but these are some items I wanted you to be aware of. Again, they're over the counter. And I've talked about the scents that you have around you and drinking a lot of water. And the other thing is eating nutritiously during that day. Some people, when they've triggered a flare up, they're just feeling so bad, then they'll eat the fried foods, the inflammatory foods. And that's just going to compromise your body. You're not going to feel great from it. Maybe for the first taste of that, maybe a frosted cake or something, or a French fry is going to be like, oh, that feels great. But your body's not thanking you for that. So those are some things I'd like you to think about. And the important thing is to act today to get together stuff that you're going to have in the event you do have a flare up, rather than in the middle of a flare up, just be floundering, going, oh, I feel like crummy. What do I do now? I cannot believe it. So the name of the game is to keep your mind in it in a positive way. So by having tools around you, I promise you it's easier to navigate through a flare up than if you were without any resources. So that's my ideas for today. I hope you find it they found them useful. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. And also, please subscribe so you'll be given notice when the next video is uploaded. And also, to go an extra step, how about leaving me a comment so I know I'm not out here all alone trying to help people?